Greetings and good day, YouTube. How are you doing today? I myself am pretty excited for this week's Outdated YouTube blog thing. It is for January 21st to the 27th of 2025. This will be the second stream we've done of Fishing Planet for a Monday Outdated YouTube blog thing. It will not be the last one. We have about 2 more planned for until we get the SSD that I ordered. It's a 2 terabyte SSD, so we won't have to worry about any type of information uninstall, reinstall for video games for quite some time. Once we get that all set up and ready to go, I'm going to install XCOM 2 and maybe even XCOM Enemy Unknown. I'll explain that in a minute. We'll get those installed and ready to go and see if Enemy Unknown will work, and if it does, we'll end up playing that at some point. But XCOM will be replacing Fishing Planet when we get that going, and the main reason that is actually, do I want to... I'm debating whether or not I want to accept that. We're going to have to deal with a low bite rate. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Anyways. I'm going to be turning my webcam off in a moment to consume my dinner, which is chicken, broccoli, and au gratin potatoes. Awesome, let's go. It's like the first thing I'm eating all day, too, by the way. So we need to put out 3 as well, so let me get 1. Put you over here, sure, why not? So, the story behind why I'm complaining about XCOM Enemy Unknown is, for whatever reason, I got the glitch where when I try and play the game after installing it, it says updating exe or executable or something like that, and it just does that constantly before it stops, and it's like, oh, it's not playing the game at all. And I tried literally every single fix that there was possibly available for us, right? Every single fix. And not a single one worked. Uninstalled it, reinstalled it, deleted files, added files, everything. And I cannot, for the life of me, get, damn it, I'm trying to turn my damn face off. Anyways. Like, I tried everything there was to try. The only thing that I haven't done yet was the wait and see method, which apparently is a legitimate thing that you have to do, and just install the game and wait a couple of hours or days, and it will work. The consensus is there's some sort of weird update, and that's what's messed it up. Aggravating. Very aggravating, to say the least.
Advertising on Spotify is easy. You just write a script, pick your background music, then let us create your ad for free. It's that easy.
Anyway.
Learn more at ads.spotify.com.
Outside of that frustration, I was going to play, I meant to play that game on Saturday, but we ended up spending 4 hours in just chatting while I tried to figure out what it was that was, causing the issue, but never did. And then after that, I stayed awake a little bit to figure it out. Couldn't figure it out. And then, last night, War Thunder had an update. Right? And War Thunder was doing this weird thing where after the update, it was constantly validating the file. Like, it would validate, get to 100%, then validate again, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Don't tell me something else fucked up. I uninstalled War Thunder, reinstalled it, and it's fine now. Anyways, I was planning on playing XCOM Enemy Unknown before switching over to Fallout 4, and then modding that game and going through it and having a blast and a half with that. However, instead, what I've done is I've installed, I gotta make sure it works, but I've installed the Devil May Cry HD collection, and I'll be playing the first one in that. I'm assuming it's like the first 3 games, so I'll be playing the first game in that collection. It'll be the first time I've ever actually played a Devil May Cry game, so that's something I'm excited for. As for other games, yeah, we got done with Fallout New Vegas. That's apparent, but I'm gonna say that again. Been trying to figure out what to play in the medium time, and I couldn't until just now. So that's what I'm gonna be playing as the replacement for, like the replacement for the main game. Yesterday we played War Thunder for a couple of hours and had a new individual show up that ended up kind of teaching me a bit about the game, right? Which I did not quite realize that realistic sea battles and realistic ground battles were basically the same as arcade, except not like... What I mean by the same as arcade is the main reason I've been playing arcade this whole time is because you can have multiple chances to have vehicles and you get multiple tries, basically, right? Well, the only realistic difference between any of them, really, outside of the quote-unquote realistic part, is the fact that you can only have one plane when you join up a air battle, right? And that's a shame. That sucks. But at the same time, I don't have a problem with it. Especially after like starting to get used to that and play it some more and being like, you know what, realistic's not as bad as I thought it was. Apparently I had accidentally been doing simulator battles and mistakenly thinking that those were realistic also. And I had never tried realistic since years ago. Anyway, any moment that I'm pausing it's because I'm eating my food. Or washing it down by taking a drink of my tea. Anyway. So I'm trying to remember what I played on Friday, but for the life of me, I can't. I just can't tell you. I do not remember. Actually, I can Alt-Tab and there's no issue with that. Let me pull this up and see what I played. Oh, we played the first Berserker Kazan demo. That's right, and I can't believe I forgot that. The first Berserker Kazan demo, that game is fun. It like the entire time I was playing the demo, and heck, I kind of want to play the demo again. That's how good, like how much I enjoyed it. There wasn't a single moment where I was like, oh, this is bullshit to the game, and like actually felt like it was bullshit to the game during the combat. Like anytime I got hit or fucked up, it felt like, yeah, I fucked up. I could have done better there. At least until you start to learn the mechanics and stuff like that. So expect a first Berserker Kazan playthrough at some point. I don't know if it'll be on release. I doubt it, because I honestly don't really like playing too many games on release day, because it's like maybe a couple days after, but anyways. We had 4 hours of just chatting yesterday, 2 days ago, and yesterday we had a bit of about an hour of just chatting. That then led into me playing War Thunder. Oh, and a little bit of Enlisted, too. I forgot about that. I fucked up. Whoops. I should have waited a little bit longer. Anyway. And today, as you can see, we're starting with Fishing Planet. I don't know where this is going to lead, if we're only going to play Fishing Planet and then move on from that point. Not sure. Irregardless of that, next up Friday, like I said, is going to be Game 1 of the Devil May Cry series. And we're probably going to do a Devil May Cry franchise playthrough. Like, this is going to be the start of it, starting on Friday. But I'm going to do it in the same way that I did with Red Dead Redemption and Fallout. I'm going to go back and forth between different games. However, we are going to take a little bit of a hiatus from either of those playthroughs in order to go through XCOM 2 after we mod it. I do need to make a mod list for the previous mod list we had, just for an archive of sorts. There we go. I was putting my chat back up. I had it on creator dashboard or whatever it's called in order to get a look at what games I played last. Because I have a goldfish memory when it comes to any of that stuff.
Spotify's ad manager lets you choose the objective that works best for your business. However you optimize your campaign, advertising on Spotify is a choice.
Oh, you know what we get to watch today? If we don't decide to just play this, we get to watch a Fallout New Vegas speedrun. Because we haven't watched a New Vegas speedrun yet, and we just beat the game, so we got to stick to our tradition. I forgot all about doing that until just now. Mind you, that won't be going up for YouTube, though. That's one of the few things. Well, I say few. There's quite a few things actually that are like stream only focused stuff. Like during the 4-hour just chatting thing, there's probably not going to be a lot that ends up going up to the YouTube. A couple articles that I ended up reading on my phone that were revolving around gaming, like gaming eccentric news articles, basically. I went to Google, typed in gaming, went to news, and clicked on like the most popular stories or whatever within the last 24 hours and started reading off the articles that caught my attention. I'll get into some of those news articles that caught my attention in a few moments. But for the time being, that's what we've done so far this week. As I said, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to be continuing on with, or starting with DMC 1. And then Monday will be more Fishing Planet for the Outdated YouTube blog thing. I don't know how long Devil May Cry is going to take me to get through, right? And again, I'm going to make sure I'm going to load up the game and make sure it loads up and all that. I'm going to do testing. I'm going to start doing that off stream, which the game that taught me, I really cemented home the fact that I needed to do that was XCOM Enemy Unknown because of the 4 hours of just chatting. It was fun, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but I dislike having stuff like that go on when I intended to do something else. Like an unintentional or accidental bait and switch. I don't like doing that. And what we're going to be playing, like I said, after we get done with DMC, we're going to be playing Fallout 4 modded. Or, more than likely, we're going to be playing XCOM 2 modded, then Fallout 4 modded. Because a lot of the games that I'm wanting to play, I'm trying to delay in playing them until we get that SSD, because that'll make things load a lot faster. That, and there's a couple of other games that are... Oh, I need to check out a game in a minute here. Hold on. What was it Redneck messaged me about? Might as well do stuff like this while waiting because, like, we got the bells going. Dawn Walker. Is it the blood of Dawn Walker? Summer 2025. But they want it to be, no, it was revealed in, what? Oh, more new gameplay will be revealed in 2025. And might get a release date, but the person who wrote that article, I guess, don't think the game is going to be coming out until late 2026 or early 2027. What is this? It's a PC game. Xbox Series X/X, S or whatever, and PS5.
Three of your ex-boyfriends died.
Advertisement. Anyways, I'm gonna do something a little silly in a minute after I get my webcam back on when I'm done eating, and we'll watch the Blood of Dawn Walker gameplay trailer 4K new open world RPG game 2026. New level 34, let's go! All these things we've unlocked. Hell yeah. Anyways, before I get quiet again, if you managed to make it this far and you're watching on YouTube, I do thank you for stopping by. You know what to do if you haven't already. Links in the description below. Catch me when I go live on Twitch at 6 p.m. EST EDT Friday through Monday. Probably could do a little bit better on the midway reminder for YouTube watchers, but I do appreciate y'all. Man, the fish are actually biting more than I thought they would be, in all honesty. The Monday game, I really do think after we get done with XCOM modding, because I'm going to make it a point to only mod XCOM on stream, not do any of it off stream. That means we're going to be having a lot of Mondays to go through, right? Because it's like, mind you, it shouldn't be too bad because of like the modding itself isn't going to be too bad, but it's not really the modding that is going to take time. It's testing the modding that will take some time, right? Great timing. Anyway. I'm trying to think about what other games I have planned to play. Hey, greetings, a good day, Jarton. How are you doing today?
The NFL playoffs are better with FanDuel because right now new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you
After Fallout 4
$100 in bonus bets
modded,
and win your
we
first $5
are going to end up playing Devil May Cry 2.
sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus
And then after Devil May Cry 2, I don't know. We're at that stage where it's like, all right, all my planned out games, I don't really have any right now. It's all good. Heading to work, you know. Say hello. I get that. I have the webcam off because I'm eating food right now. Just an FYI.
You can optimize your ad to reach the most people, maximize video views, or increase the number of fans who click through to your website. Whichever you pick, advertising on Spotify is a choice.
But yeah, no, it'll be, I'm excited for that Devil May Cry playthrough because I only know as much as I know about DMC because of the one that came out recently. Devil May Cry 5. You have yourself a good day at work as well. Hell yeah, look at that. A 4-pound brown trout. Let's go. Oh, I don't know if I've talked about it in this game, but how I actually play this game is similar to how I grind out every other game that's free to play, right? I go to the highest level fishing spot I have available, and I just do this, basically, whenever I play. Most of the time I play this, it's like I catch a handful of fish and then I'm good for the day. But the main reason I'm like not concerned to get any, oh, I can't do that with a rod is cast, my bad, is because I have a advanced fishing license for this place, a permanent advanced fishing license. Now in Fishing Planet you could get a basic fishing license, which will allow you to only catch certain fish and stuff like that, or you can get an advanced one, which will allow you to catch and keep any and all fish, no matter the circumstances, for a certain amount of time, unless you get a permanent one. Permanent fishing license costs bait coins. Timed ones cost the in-game money that you could grind for. All the bait coins are the premium currency. I have not really... Hold up. I've not really spent any money on this game. Like, I haven't spent any money on this game. So any bait coins that I have and anything that I've spent bait coins on has been what I've earned in-game via quests or just daily lucks and stuff like that. I'm going to pause this for a moment and step away since nothing else is going to be going on. I'm going to run a couple minutes of ads. When I return, I'm going to BS about whatever, because like I said, the game, I haven't really gone through a main game, but I guess I could talk about my experiences with Fallout up to this point. I know I did that last Monday, but I don't really got much else to talk about this week. I did do a couple of I could talk about the job I was on. Anyways, I'll be back momentarily. So on Friday, I played, like I said, the last Berserker Kazan, or the first Berserker, not the last, the first Berserker Kazan demo, and I ended stream right after that, even though it was only like 2 hours or something like that, because that same day I had to wake up at like fucking 8:30 to go to a job site and fix a fryer, right? And that took us about 2.5 hours to get through that. Those fucking fryers, chicken fryers, are so fucking, like, annoying to clean, by the way. And you might be wondering, like, if it's like, fixing is definitely associated with, I mean, cleaning is definitely associated with fixing the equipment, because there was a leak, and turns out it was an O-ring that was cracked. That's why we had to clean it up, because we had to take it all out, apart, make sure all the O-rings were good, replace any that weren't. And you're going to clean it up, too, while you do that, and make sure it's not clogged up, because if it's clogged up, it's not going to be able to work properly. So it sucks that, like, oh, we just need to fix 2 things, but you end up fucking cleaning shit, too. It is nice, though, to go through and, like, make sure everything's as it needs to be.
Ways to tune into your music with Spotify Premium. Smart Shuffle adds recommendations into your playlist to show you new sounds. Or you can make music a shared experience when you host a jam, where you and your friends can add songs and listen in together. Tap the banner to learn more.
Yeah, in all honesty, this week wasn't the biggest week for me playing any games. I was hopefully, like, my plan was to have a lot to talk about regarding XCOM Enemy Unknown for Monday, and that plan got shot Saturday.
Step 3. Sit back and let us create your ad for free. That's right. Just sign up for
I will say it also made me think about the time that I did the Great Skyrim book reading,
additional cost.
which was like
You can also upload
8 episodes, 6 hours a pop, of me literally just like reading.
ads.spotify.com.
And it reminded me of, like, if I'm ever going to do that in the future, which I am, I need to make sure that I have a nice thing of warm tea nearby, and every hour or so I take, like, a 10-minute talking break. Play some, like, 3 minutes of ads while I do that. That'd be a good idea to make sure my voice doesn't get completely wrecked the next time I do a book reading stream for a video game. Which there's honestly not been a lot of games that I played recently that have allowed you to collect books and read them. But it's been like years since I last did that. So I wonder how many of the books that I forgot about. One of the only books that I remember from that great Skyrim book reading just so happens to be the one that was like kind of like an adventure story, if you will, about a individual who ended up in, like, they were trying to make a deal, like a trade deal or something like that, and they ended up going through this whole ass adventure and almost dying at several points. And like, I don't remember the whole story, but once I start reading the book again, it would all start coming rushing back to me. Outside of that, oh, I watched an hour of Alien, is it Romulus? Alien Romulus, or whatever the hell it's called. Need to watch the next hour. But yeah, it's pretty, I liked it so far. And you might be wondering, why did you only watch an hour? Well, it's a 2-hour thing, and unfortunately, how it worked out is we got through the first hour and it was midnight 30, right? And tired as fuck. So put a hiatus on that. Probably finish it up today or tomorrow or whatever. Oh, I thought that my main rod was ding-a-linging. I didn't know it was this one. Whatever. The reason I'm using barbless hooks, by the way, is because you get more experience when you use barbless. So I did like a cost-effect fallacy type thing, or whatever the hell you want to call it, where I was like, all right, is it worth it to spend the bait coins on these barbless hooks to get the extra experience? And I found, from my perspective, yes, it is worth it. Mind you, at some point I'm going to have to try and partake in some of the fishing competitions that are in this game. Because I think I could do a pretty damn good job. But my thing is, I want to make sure that I have, like, the exact gear that I would need, or be able to get the exact gear that I need for said fishing competition. Little bit focus mode right there. It's always a pain in the ass trying to reel in 2 fish at the same time, but you can do it. You can do 3, but it's a hell of a lot of juggling. And more than likely, you're going to lose one. Anything else that I'm trying to think about, like the stuff that I've done off stream? I mean, outside of the daily login stuff, not really much. I guess off stream, what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm probably going to end up playing some War Thunder to get you. Whoa, okay. To get used to the idea of playing realistic matches. Oh, some of the things that I learned. I had a tier 2, one of the, like, the early tier 2 US tank. And that is actually, like, the cannon of that on the highest end, or the higher end. Whoops. You know what? That is weird, but I'll accept it. On the highest tier, not the highest tier, against, like, an Abrams or something like that. The only areas I was able to pen was the back of the turret and the wheel wells. Like just above. This is glitched out right now because it swam behind the tree. Fun fact, it doesn't act like... You saw what it does when it has that glitch happen. I've had that glitch happen to me a couple times in this game. It always happens whenever a fish swims behind some sort of structure like that. Because this game's not programmed to have that be an issue for the fishing line itself. It's only really an issue for a hook. Right? So, like, if you're reeling in, you're gonna snag that log. Right? Probably even lose the lure and all that. I'm probably going to replace this one because it's just hanging here. Yeah, it wasn't registering properly, I don't think. Anyway. Yeah, no, there's just not much to discuss right now. I don't really have anything to go after. Kazan's story was pretty good. I look forward to when the game actually releases. We're kind of in this weird state of, like, I guess gaming limbo, I'll call it, where there are, like, no real big video games coming out that I'm personally hyped for. As well as... Get my face back. Oh, whoops. As well as the fact that, like, this week has kind of been slow outside of what I just talked about with the fryer repair job and cleaning, right? That's like pretty much the only thing that I really did because of the weather being as shitty as it has been. It's cold as fuck, it's snowy, it's just overall your average Ohio winter weather. The hell? There's no... Is this a fish? I'm actually surprised that a sunfish bit onto this grasshopper. But okay. I'll take it. Oh, that's the one game that I played. I did play one game off stream just to check out and see what I think of it, and I decided I was going to put it on a hiatus of playing it due to the fact that Delta Force. That game does not run that well for me without it being on an SSD, and I don't really have the room to put it on an SSD with the other shit that I have going on with it, right? So, that game I can't really play on stream. I can't play that game at all, actually, until I get the setup that I was talking about. Also, I derped out when I ordered the SSD. I wasn't... a friend recommended me the SSD, a good one, right? $100 for a 2 terabyte SSD. Hell yeah, I'll take that. That's like every other price that I was looking at was $100 for a 1 terabyte SSD, right? I looked at everything, made sure everything was matched up, like 2 terabyte, this, that, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, hell yeah, ordered, right? And I wasn't really paying attention to the date because I read 17 or whatever it was, and I was like, oh, that'll come in like 2-3 days from now. Hell yeah, order. And then I checked my order like I always do, and I go, wait, March 17th, right? Turns out I ordered it from the German Amazon store, which derp on my part, right? But it happens, right? It happens, especially if you're me. So, luckily, as the days have passed, the time frame of when it's going to become went from March to February, and from February, it went from like late February to early February, so we should be getting it the hold on a second. Oh. I misread what that was doing. I hate when they fucking do, hey, make sure you're who you need to be, and they make a fucking puzzle that's stupid. Thank you, Jesus. Technology. Make all these stupid fucking advancements. For what reason? What purpose? In order just to fuck people's days up? Yeah, February 7th is when I should be getting the SSD now. Which sucks, but at the same time, better than not getting it at all. I love that people are creating sponsored competitions as well. I love that. The advancements that have gone on with this game has been quite awesome. But yeah, that is what we got going on there. Let me check something else out really quickly while I'm thinking about it. Alright. So yeah. What else do we got going on? Not much, and this is a game where you don't really have to talk about what you plan to do in this game, so Fishing Planet might be the game that has some of the shortest outdated YouTube blog things now that I think about it, right? Because there's not really much to discuss when you're playing the game itself. Literally, you're just waiting for the fish to bite. You don't really have that much plans about what you're going to be doing in the future with a game like this. Unlike with Minecraft, where like, oh, okay, the next thing I'm going to do is this, the next thing I'm going to do is that, so on and so forth, right? With this, it's literally just like the thing that you have is the discussion with what you plan to do and what you're going to be doing. Once that's over, it's like, all right, now what? Well, now I go through my list of things to bullshit about. Don't really have much to go over. With that being the case, could just pull up my phone, Google gaming, and see what kind of gaming news we got for today. And I think if I do that for Fishing Planet, I probably won't do it for other games unless, you know, they're a game like this, where you literally don't even have to be really paying attention until you hear the sound. Give me a second here. Like right here, boom, another fish. in the basket. So there we go. We go to gaming news. We do by time range, past 24 hours, sort by date. Oh, Steam drops 8 new free games you can download and keep, no strings attached. Really?
You can optimize your ad to reach the most people, maximize video views, or increase the number of fans who click through to your website. Whichever you pick, advertising on Spotify is any squad can get behind. Learn more at ads.spotify.com.
Swindled is a true crime podcast about greed. Listen to the true stories of corporate evil involving Nestle, Johnson & Johnson, and Bayer. Learn the truth about man-made environmental disasters and devastating financial frauds. There's even a Swindled episode about Mother Teresa, who many consider a low-life con artist.
We've got 16 Undead, recently launched title that's all about the need for speed, tear up the road, and the tale about an undead teen named Jimmy. Recoil Control, The Adventures of Ricochet. Although this is a low poly experience, that doesn't mean you don't need your wits about you. Navigate your way through enemies and puzzles in this indie shooter. Victory of Sucker. A little bit of everything condensed down into this fun-loving title. Build, train, fight, and do whatever it takes to beat your rivals. My Slime Garden. Fancy some Slime Rancher-like action, but simplified? And this is the right critter-catching game for you. Create new slimes while exploring numerous islands. Skystead Christmas. This hidden object game might have a festive theme, but it has plenty of reasons to keep you playing it at any time of the year. Keep your eyes peeled because some of these objects are hard to spot. Starcade Factions. If you prefer strategizing while gaming, this real-time strategy game is going to go down a treat. Be warned, this is filled with fast-paced action, so think fast. I think I tried to set the hook too early. Recoil, pixel art graphics, and a platformer. Sign us right up. Sign us up right now because this sounds incredible. Although you have a pistol handy, violence isn't always the answer in this curious tale. And then The Shadow Over Cyberspace, a stunning indie horror that's set just as the Zeros are getting underway, but something lurks in the shadows that warrants further investigation. Alright, interesting. Not what I expected when I heard 8 games. Yeah, the other day I read about this Odyssey. Like, basically a lot of these news articles are just advertisement bullshit, right? Like, the Odyssey 3D monitor and Kazan, the ultimate 3D gaming partnership. And the way they talk about it is like they're really shilling for that monitor. Not that there's anything wrong with people who enjoy the 3D experience or whatever, but like, come on. You're not supposed to say this out loud. Baldur's Gate 3 dev reacts to analyst who says some game makers hope Grand Theft Auto 6 will cost up to $100 at launch. I'm going to say it right now. If that game costs $100 at launch and anybody buys the fucking game, they're worthless pieces of shit that are going to cause all games to go up like that. I'm not buying the game for $100. You can go fuck yourself. I'm not buying the game on release at all. These assholes are trying to say that would be the cheapest Grand Theft Auto ever at $70. Listen, motherfuckers. You are not going to be able to get people to be happy with a situation like that. You're not. Because we want what we pay for, and what we're getting is you're not even offering $100 price for what we're getting. You're offering a $100 price just to raise the price. You have all these fucking excuses and complaints about why you need to make a game the way that you need to make a game, or why a game needs to cost what it costs. But then you have the audacity to make record profits of a game that costs $60 and then fire your fucking people at your studio. Shut the fuck up. You do not increase the price of a game like this for fucking bullshit reasons because you want to make more fucking money. Because here's what you're going to do with Grand Theft Auto Online. You're going to make buku fucking money. God damn. Want to make the price of a game $100 just because. Oh, hopefully Rockstar decides to do that so every other gaming company can then proceed to do that. Fuck off. You know what'll happen? People will buy the games for $100 that are worth it, and then they won't buy the games that aren't worth it, like what happened with fucking Fallout 76 or whatever the fuck it was called. The fact that, I gotta blow my nose. The fact that that fucking game did not sell at all. At fucking all. So the price, like, a week after it was starting to go on sale, just so they could get rid of the fucking game and get it into people's hands so they can get them into the store. That's what'll end up happening with, show ahead. Have a game be $100 and no one buy it and see what happens. I don't give a fuck. If people seriously do that, if people seriously, oh, the game, we're waiting for the game so much, it's so exciting, and they pay $100 for the game, it'll be a long while before someone like me decides to play new games. You want to increase the fucking price of the goddamn games, but... But you're going to release a game that's not complete or shittily fucking optimized or what have you. Yeah, and another article. Some analysts hope GTA 6 will normalize $100 games. One Baldur's Gate 3 dev points out that prices haven't risen with inflation. If you raise the prices, this inflation shit is done by the fucking companies, man. The companies are increasing the fucking prices to get more money. That's the only reason they're increasing the prices. You're gonna fucking do this and be like, oh, yeah, now we can all charge $100. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I fucking... I'm reading this really fast to basically give you all the point notes. Some of the best-selling games were around $40. Helldivers 2 and Palworld both did phenomenally well at those lower prices. But now analysts are wondering if GTA 6 will actually push video games to even more expensive. Well, more than likely, if they do try and do some bullshit like that, it won't go over well. Publicly. That's not saying that idiots out there aren't going to spend $100 on the game because it's the next Grand Theft Auto. And you know what? There's a part of me that if they're going to fucking do that, I hope they fucking get disappointed. If they fucking make the game $100, I hope it's a goddamn disappointment, in all honesty. That would piss me the fuck off. Like, games are fucking expensive as is, man. And I get why they're as expensive as they are. But to fucking go up $40 fucking dollars... That's the problem right there. 5% profit this year has to be 8% profit next year. They always have to increase their profit. They always have to make record-breaking profit years. And the way they're going to do that is by, for no other reason than to increase the price to make more money. That's it. There's no other fucking reason. If I get a fucking a dev team trying to tell me, oh, it's because of this, this, and this, shut the fuck up. The gamer companies do not give a fuck about the development teams. You cannot say or do anything to change my fucking mind unless the companies themselves do that. You can't do that when every other fucking company so far has fired their development teams and shit like that. It's like, yeah, they really give a fuck about their fucking developers. Get the fuck out of here. Best realistic open world games ranked. We've got Red Dead Redemption 2, Mafia, and Showrunner listed. We've got Red Dead Redemption 2. It is not Grand Theft Auto with horses. There's more to it than that. There is more to it. Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 are telling they're telling different stories. They're telling those stories in a different way. The way the game's telling the story is different. The mechanics are so vastly different. The focus on interaction with the characters is different. There's shops. There's fishing. Hello? Mafia. I'm gonna be playing that franchise soon. Showrunner. Death Stranding, but in trucks. LA Noire. Shenmue. Microsoft Flight Simulator. And that's like a list of best open world games. New game companies apparently being announced. Yeah, there's not really a lot of articles that are screaming to me right now. I hate this concept. Civilization 7 goes gold ahead of release. Right? It's ready to launch. Developer for Axis Games has announced that the game has officially... This is an article written by Mike Straw, January 20th, 2025. The game has officially gone gold 3 weeks ahead of its game's February 11th release date. With the game going gold, it signals that, barring some drastic, there's no chance of a delay for the latest entry in the classic franchise, right? What the hell does that mean? Hold on. Okay, never mind. That was a misrepresentation on my part about when a game goes gold. I thought about how they do with records, how a record went gold or whatever. It's not the same thing. The term going gold comes from when the game's master copy was sent on a gold-colored disc. Today, the process is digital. The game is considered to be in its final form, polished and ready to be distributed to gamers. And the game has been approved by a first-party company such as Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft to be published on their consoles. Alright. So that's good about Civ 7. A sci-fi author's moving into the gaming with some sort of a studio deal. PlayStation gamers regret avoiding free open world games for so long. That's fucking funny. Death Stranding, apparently they're talking about. Yeah, a lot of people did that. They only played it for a couple of fucking hours and then dropped it. You stick with that game, and it's like you like. Obviously, if you're not absolutely like hating the mechanic, and you're just bored because of the story has a tendency to pick up. A solid 2 hours before you write it off entirely. It only truly locks in around the 3 or 4 hour mark once you begin to unlock more options for traversing the map, and when the story starts to get more entertainingly ridiculous. That's a Hideo Kojima game, though. That shit starts to get ridiculous fast, and then it just, you start hitting those fucking speed bumps, not speed bumps, the speed up, like you know how in a video game where you have something on the ground that's green and you hit it and it speeds your vehicle up? It starts hitting those, and then it really gets out of control. Honestly, after we get done with modding XCOM 2, more than likely the Monday game will become Death Stranding. The more I think about it, the more I really want to play Death Stranding, and the best way to do that is on Monday. It'll be a bit weird for an outdated YouTube blog thing game, in all honesty. Because of the fact that there's story to it and stuff like that, but the story will be few and far between. Like, most of the story will get out of the way pretty early on. And I will not be focused on the story at all. Like, it'll be talked about and stuff like that. But the main focus will adhere more to deliveries and stuff like that. Yeah, not really getting a lot of different articles to read that are interesting. And like a lot of the stuff, I don't know. Hold on, let me see. If there's any new information on Delta. Talking about how the release date might be closer than we think. Yeah, we don't have a broad window for that. I hate when people make articles like this because it's like, you're literally just making this article to get people to click on there because they released Funko Pops, Metal Gear Solid Delta Funko Pops. And they're like, oh, that means the release date's right around the corner. No, it fucking doesn't. It means they want to make more money off of their IP, so they're making Funko Pops that people are gonna fucking buy. I'm not. Yeah, they might be cool things to collect, but that's just fucking... To me, from my perspective, and how I am, to me, they're gaudy fucking expenses that are not necessary. That's just how I am, though. I'm not really the type of person that buys memorabilia type shirts or anything like that. And people are, this is my only worry, that it's not gonna, it's gonna be the same fucking game, just looks pretty. I hope it's not. obviously there's a couple mechanics about like how mud and shit gets attached to the character, and it's like, that's cool, but it looks like it's just the same damn game, you know? Yeah, there's really not a lot of articles that I have available to me to be able to read and go over, in all honesty. Like, I'm kind of, like, I'm starting to get used to the idea of what games will be good, outdated YouTube blog games for me. Because, mind you, the outdated YouTube blog thing is still relatively new, technically, even though I've been doing it for over a year, or about a year at this point. And I was doing it through Minecraft. So that tells me that a game where you're actively doing something, building, stuff like that, that's like Terraria, Starbound, 7 Days to Die, Minecraft, maybe even like RimWorld, stuff like that. Games like that where there's not really, there is a story, but the story isn't what is like, and there's a progression path to take, but there's not really a true like linear story game ending moment, right? Those types of games would be the best games to play on Monday, and one of those types of game, in all honesty, to me, is Death Stranding. That's a game where you're spending hours just making deliveries, right? Or you can spend hours just making deliveries, or screwing around and doing whatever. Well, there are mods for Death Stranding. But man, the modding community, interestingly enough, hold on. The most popular mods are like, wow, that's fun. A mod that, funny, not fun. A mod that removes the timefall rain and prevents BTs from spawning. That's kind of wild. First person HUD toggle. Save games, unlimited items. That's funny how some of these mods are just texture mods and shit like that. There's not a lot of Death Stranding mods. I wonder why. Let me see this really quickly. Anytime, so we've been waiting a while because the Dragonfly showed up. The Dragonfly is basically an idle animation for basically AFK shit going on. Yeah. So the DMC collection has Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3. Darksiders. Do I have any Darksiders backgrounds? It's not screensavers. But basically what I'm turning that into because of how my background is. And I did enjoy Darksiders. Oh, whoops. If I don't have any, I'll get some because I like Darksiders. I can get some from Fallout New Vegas. Desktop wallpaper is what they're called. Oh, whoops. What are the games? What other games can we potentially get? Fishing Planet, hilariously enough. War Thunder. And Enlisted. I'm writing all those down and like opening Google searches for them, like separate Google searches for each one of those, because that'll make me go boom, 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 boom down the list. That, and if I don't do that, I'll probably forget. And in all honesty, these are games that I keep going back to. I talk about. I've been doing the daily logins for them, so on and so forth, right? New World Eternum, I'm probably going to play a little bit more off stream as well. That game, I'm probably not going to do any of the dungeons or whatever. I'm going to be max level before I do the first dungeon. I'm sorry, what? Fish escape because of low line tension? Fuck off with that bullshit. We've got something attached to this one. Maybe. Maybe not. Small minnows, I suppose, will work as well. Next one we catch, we're going to have to take ourselves a little bit of a gander at a couple of things, a couple of menus in this game. I'm going to try to watch Star Wars The Clone Wars, the animated series, in the order that they designed it. Like the actual order you're supposed to go through it. But I have no idea if that'll be good for us or not. Like if it'll work. Well, I'm glad that the small minnow got a hit pretty fast. Let's see, really fast. Still need to catch pumpkin seed, common, and trophy. Dough balls, salmonella balls, red worms, and maggots. We have red worms. That's the only fish. That is the only fish that I need to get. Do we have dough balls? Can we buy dough balls? No. Huh. We have dough balls. Hopefully we'll get the catches that we need, because that'll give us a couple bait coins once we catch every single type of fish there is to catch. Like, what's really funny though is it also does the same thing for if there is a, like the pumpkin seed or whatever, we need to catch a common and a trophy. If you can catch the pumpkin seed as common or trophy in any other fishing spot, it will have already accepted that as, yes, you've caught this fish already. So I think that's pretty cool. I was slightly concerned that it would be a separate thing for each individual area that you'd have to worry about. They might have changed that recently though. But yeah, there's not much really going on outside of the Metal Gear Solid Funko Pop shit and how everyone's now talking about Delta because of the Funko Pop's release.
Guessing and randomly picking workouts. iFit's AI coach creates a plan personalized to you and schedules it. Your plan syncs with your smart Nordic Track machine. Just show up.
Articles about how if it released the 2024 boat, that could spell trouble. But that's from a couple weeks ago, apparently.
Every Mazda SUV offers you an elevated driving experience and refined performance. Discover it at Mazda of Bedford.
I might even switch the type of bait that we're using here as well to dough balls. Or red worms or whatever they're called. I'm going to check again to see what I need to use for preferred baits. What events do we have? January events. Nothing that interests me for this month. The Dice Summit of 2025, February 11th to the 13th. Streaming the award ceremony, so Nintendo Direct, Nintendo Switch 2 for April 2nd. The BAFTA Game Awards for April 8th, and the Gamescom LATAM for April 30th to May 5th. PAX East, May 8th to 11th. EVO Japan, May 9th to 11th. TwitchCon Rotterdam, May 31st to June 1st. Summer Game Fest, June 6th. That will definitely be streaming. June 6th. That's like the only game event that I'm looking at that's making me go, ooh, yeah. And then apparently December 11th for this Game Awards coming up this year. What is December 11th? Is that another... Thursday. Always on the second Thursday, damn it. Well, I guess I'll be streaming on Thursday, December 11th. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, the advanced fish license, right? Because there are restrictions for the basic license. There are no take restrictions, but we have to release trophy and unique rainbow trout, trophy brown trout, Oregon red brand trout, trophy and unique, right? Night catch and boat fishing is forbidden, but allowed for the advanced license, right? And how it says violation of license rules may result in a fine, it's immediate. I did testing, they just fine you immediately. There's no like roll of the dice to see if you get fined. Red worms. We don't have red worms, we have blood worms. Oh no, we do have red worms, never mind. 602 red worms, actually. My only issue is since it's a number 2 hook, we might not get bites from that type of fish that we need. If we don't, oh well. If we do, that would be cool. Basically, this is the last cast for all 3 rods. In about 15 minutes, I'll be wrapping up with the Outdated YouTube blog thing, and we'll be moving on to the Just Chatting section where we're going to chill and watch a Fallout New Vegas speed run. I'm probably going to end up taking a puff because this weather, like I said, has fucked me up. So we'll chill and watch the speed run and get smoked up a bit and then wrap up after that. You know what else? I could probably also end up playing games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Armored Core and stuff again. Mind you, like I said, this year, the year of 2025, I'm going to try to focus more on playing games I haven't played instead of games that I have. The only reason that the only reason that Fallout 4 and XCOM's on the list even of games that I'm going to play is because it's been a long time since we played XCOM 2. There are new mods, so it'll be a new experience. And I've never played Fallout 4 with mods. So that'll be a fun time as well. No? Come on. Well, considering this is a small one, I'm going to assume that this is the fish that I'm looking for. Could not be, but it would be nice if this is what I'm looking for. It's not. Right? Pumpkin seed. Pumpkin seed. Close to the shore, found in shallow and protected areas. Shore protected areas. This is probably good enough where I'm at, but I want to go to a slightly different area. That, and I might end up lowering the hook size if it doesn't work for us. But there we go. Close to shore, in what you could classify as a protected area. So let's see what kind of bites we end up getting within the next 12 minutes or so. Well, actually, 13 minutes? Whatever. 12 minutes, 30 seconds.
No measuring, no cleanup.
No more gross cough syrup.
New Mucinex Children's Mighty Chews are mighty clever. Use as directed under adult supervision.
What else do we got? Any other interesting little news articles that are classified under gaming?
It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big.
A lot of them are just about the most anticipated game releases. Oh no, that's because I looked up game releases 2025.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first, before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 no, 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 wait, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Well, it is promising that we're getting, you know,
Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
damn, smallmouth bass. Whatever, not a big deal. This is one of those types of things where if we keep casting at these areas and don't get what we're looking for, we'll have to move to a different area. Or I could just Google and look up how to catch this type of fish, but I'll do that later. PS Plus free games, apparently. Apparently you can get God of War 2018 on PS Plus right now. I don't know. There's really not much. There's really not much else that's like extremely, hey, this is important going on when it comes to gaming news or anything like that. Oh, sales on Steam. Oh shit, Stellaris is fucking 75% off, $10 right now. That's kind of crazy. Jagged Alliance 3 is 50% off. Cool. I might not be able to wait for the 15 minutes that I said I would be able to wait. We got 9 minutes. Well, 8.5 minutes now. So it's not that bad. That's funny. The dragonfly is on the, like, it's, that's funny. What the hell do we got going on over here, by the way? Nothing? Alright, yeah, no, I think I'm done. Didn't get our catches, but I'm being impatient right now. I might as well. We can try and catch something here and at night at worst case scenario, but I'll worry about that at a later time. But yeah, these 41 bait coins I have, I ended up getting all these over time doing the daily spins and shit like that, like the daily spin. I've gotten lucky on these. Where I got the 3 days of premium last night, and I almost forgot to hit those, so I'm glad I did that. Also, this, I've talked about this wheel before, it resets itself. I don't know if it resets itself if you don't log in for a day, right? But the longer you... I don't know if there's like a 30-day thing before it resets. I'm going to try to keep track of this time and try to log in every day, at the very least, to see if this will work. But, like... I don't want to spend 15 bait coins right now, because none of this is that valuable to me, right? It gets more valuable as the days keep progressing, but it takes a while before it starts getting tempting to spin. And bait coins are a pain in the ass because shop licenses. I can show off here. Here we go. So I wasn't able to get this unlimited advanced license until it went on sale during wintertime. Like December, for Christmas time, basically, all the premium or advanced license were like half off. And because I don't really want to leave this place, because the way that it works is once you're looking at the local map, you have travel cost and the cost for how long you're going to be at a place each day. And it's expensive unless you stay at a place, and then you could start getting a lot of money, right? I've never did any competitions, ever. And I've been playing on this version since 2021. That's funny. Well, registration just ended for that. I could still register for this. Oh wow, they actually extended this. It used to only be the 3 days they would show, the next 3 days. Now they show like the whole week of weather. That's kind of awesome. Unfortunately, you can't really buy a lot of stuff when you're over here. Like, this is only local shop, basically, which is a bit more expensive as well than if you're looking at the shop that's, like, the world shop. Oh, the navigation buoys are new because of the recently added deep sea fishing. Anyway, that is going to be it for me for the time being for you, YouTube. And the end of this week's outdated YouTube blog thing. I need to start writing... Basically, I need to start writing a script down. Not really a script, but like, hey, order of operations, what are you going to talk about? When are you going to talk about it? Tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, I will be off. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be the start of the Devil May Cry franchise playthrough. Even though it'll probably take me some time to get through it, I do plan to get through it for this year. After Devil May Cry, which may very well just take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll watch the speedrun of that game and then move on to Fallout 4 modded, as long as things work out the way that I want them to, right? And we get our SSD, because if it does, unfortunately, if I do beat the game on Sunday and I don't have my SSD by that point, then I'll probably be going through Devil May Cry 2 January 31st, February 1st, and 2nd, and we'll go from there, because I should be getting my SSD Friday the 7th of February, which means I'll be able to have it hooked up for Monday, and I could be playing Death Stranding or whatever else I want to be playing for a Monday game instead of Fishing Planet. Also, really fast, because I needed to check this out, I did plan to do a sponsorship stream, but unfortunately there are no new games or anything like that this week. Right?
Please welcome aboard the Johnson family.
The whole fam's here for the Disney cruise, so you know we came to play. And listen, the adults
Let me make sure right now.
First, we're chilling in the infinity pool. On to massages at Senses Spa. Then gliding into Star Wars Space Lounge for a toast.
Yeah. I delayed for too long, and the only thing that's really left is for the games that I've already played through last year. And I kind of don't want to go through the same game in such quick succession. So, more than likely, I'm not going to delay. I'm going to keep track of this. And I'll be diving on into it as soon as I get something available, basically. There's a couple that I could do. There's a couple that I could do. I don't know how long they last for. 30 days. This one lasts for 30 days, but it's not a gaming one, and I'm good for now on that. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Like I said, that's gonna be it for me for you, YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. If you haven't already and managed to make it this far, be sure to become a citizen today via subscribing to this channel as well as my main channel. Links should be down in the description below through all my links if you're watching on YouTube. Exclamation point links like so for those watching on Twitch. Be sure to follow me on Twitch. Catch me when I go live at 6 p.m. EST EDT for Friday through Monday. Invite link to the community Discord, where you can always get the most accurate notifications of whenever I do go live. If I'm going to be a little bit late or early to a stream outside of a half hour, or as long as I know I'm going to be late, as well as whatever else catches your fancy through all my links. Appreciate y'all. Hope you all enjoyed. Until next time, take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.